As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will, but poor 1,000 crowns. And as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. There begins my sadness. Brother Jake he keeps rustically at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. I shall no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam. Thou shalt see how he will shake me up. Shall I feed your hogs and eat husk with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
What, boy? Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland, boys, and wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till the other had pulled thy tongue out for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. Allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that I will buy my fortune.
I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will, I pray you, leave me.
Shall no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Holla, Dennis.
Calls your worship?
Was that Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to see me?
So please you. He's, here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him in.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles, what's the new news at the new court?
The old Duke is banished by his young brother. The new Duke and 3 or 4 of his loving lords have put themselves in a voluntary exile with him.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's already in the forest of Arms.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry you, I, sir, and I have come to acquaint you with the matter. I have come to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, have a disposition to come against me and to try a fall.
Aye, and thou wert best to look to it, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if you do not mightily grace himself on thee, he shall practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or another.
I am perfectly glad I could give it to you, sir. If he does come tomorrow, I'll give you his payment. God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end to him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Are you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Here comes Madame LeBeau.
With her mouth full of news.
It she will put on us as pigeons feed their young. Bonjour, Madame LeBeau, what's the news?
Fair princesses, you've lost much good sport. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of. If it please your ladyships, you may see the end. For the best is yet to do, and here where you are, they're coming to perform it.
Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must, if you stay here, for here's a place appointed for the wrestling, and they're ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young, yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter and cousin? Have you crept forth to see the wrestling?
Ay, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can assure you. There's such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. Maybe you can move him.
Call him hither, good Madame Lebeau.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princesses call for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in, as others do, to try him with the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, good sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if killed, one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do the world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine, to eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Now where lies this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try, but one fall. Right. You good? Dang, man. Dang.
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Roland Boys.
The world esteemed thy father honorable, yet I still did find him my enemy. I wouldst thou told me of another father.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him.
Gentlemen, wear this for me, one out of suits with fortune that could give more, but her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cousin?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentleman.
Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you. Fare you well.
Passion hangs these weights upon my tongue. I could not speak to her, yet she urged conference. Poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Is it possible that on such a sudden you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Rowan's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By that kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, hate him not, for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that, and do you love him because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste, and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near a public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. A treason is not inherited, my lord.
Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, cousin, provide yourself. If you overstay the time, upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind! Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
Shall we be sundered? Shall we be parted, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face, the like do you. So shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man?
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look, you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But, cousin, what if we essayed to steal that clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travel?
He'll go along over the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my court are of consent and sufferance in this.
Your daughter and her cousin much commended the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles. Wherever they have gone, that youth is surely with them.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he is absent, bring his brother to me.
Who's there?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors. Within this roof, the enemy of your praises doth live. Your brother hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging in which you lie, and you within it.
Why whither, Adam? Wilt thou have me go?
I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved unto your father. Here's the gold. And all this I give to you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. I'll do the services of a younger man in all your business and necessity.
But come thy ways. We'll go along together. And ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Go on, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty.
Well, this is the forest of Arden. Look you, who comes here, a young man and old in solemn talk.
That is the way to make her scorn you steal.
Oh, Corin, thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guessed, for I have loved ere now.
Oh, thou didst then ne'er love so heartily. Thou hast not loved. No, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Oh.
Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you ask yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Holla, you clown!
Peace, fool, he's not thy kinsman.
Who calls?
Your betters, sir.
Else they are very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friend.
And to you, good sir. And to you all.
I prithee, shepherd, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her. My master is of churlish disposition, and little recks to find his way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his coat is flocks, and his bounds of feed are to be sold, and at our sheepcote now, by reason of his absence, there's little that you will feed on. But wit is come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
I pray thee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, a pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly the thing is to be sold. I will your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man. Go, seek him out. Tell him I would speak with him.
He saves my labor by his own approach.
Why, how now, monsieur? What a life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What, you look merrily?
A fool, I met a fool in the forest. Oh, worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier, and says that if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. Ugh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
Invest me in my motley. Give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if it will patiently receive my medicine. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not, till necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou this bolden man by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. But forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of this fruit till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food. And let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Oh, let gentleness my strong enforcement be. In the which case I blush and hide my sword.
And therefore sit you down in gentleness.
There is an old poor man who after me hath many a weary step limped in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with 2 weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go find him out, and we will nothing waste till you return.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage. All the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arm, and then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with fair round belly and good cape and line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, Spectacles on eyes, pouch on side, and his big, manly voice, shifting again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history. His second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burthen and let him feed.
I thank you most for him.
I can scarce speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome, Fall2. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your misfortunes. Give us some music, and good cousin, sing.
Call this one Blow Blow. Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey ho, sing hey ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Hey ho, the holly, this life is most jolly. Thank you.
If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, be truly welcomed hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand, and let me all your misfortunes understand.
Find out thy brother, wheresoe'er he is, else your lands and all the things thou dost call thine worth, seizure do we seize into our hands, till thou canst quit thyself by thy brother's own mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that you're honest in my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou! Well, push him out of doors. My officers of such nature will make extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently and turn him going.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love.
And how you like the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But, in respect it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, it pleaseth me well, but, in respect it is private, it is a very vile life. In respect it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well, but in respect that it is not in the court, it is tedious. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No, truly. Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Oh, no man hate, envy no man's happiness. Am glad of other man's good, and am content in my harm. And the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck. Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
East to western land, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosalind.
For a taste, if a heart do like a hind, let him seek out Rosaline. Sweetest nut hath sourest rind, such a nut is Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick and Rosalind. This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool. I found it on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Peace. Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Trout you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
Aye, and with a chain you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
I prithee, who?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that, out of all hooping.
I prithee tell me who it is quickly, and speak apace. I prithee take the cork out thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly. It is the young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart, both in an instant.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Alas, the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? What makes him here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted thee with he? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
Give me audience, good madame.
Proceed.
You bring me out. Soft. Comes he not here?
'Tis he. Slink by and note him.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you, mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is a clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There is no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour to detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney you see dwell, but she's kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase and so remove to dwelling.
There is a man haunts the forest, abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind in their barks, hangs elegies on hawthorns and odes upon brambles, all forsooth deifying the name Rosalind. If I could meet this fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-struck. I pray you tell me a remedy.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. Yet, I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a moonish youth, would now love him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him. Thus, I drave my suitor from a mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full scope of the world and live in a nook, merely monastic. Thus I cured him.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you if you would but call me Rosalind and come every day to my cote and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you, and by the way, you should tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Hey, you must call me Rosalind. Will you go, sister?
Come apace, good Audrey. Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us, what features?
I am here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry may be said as lovers they do feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favored, for honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey a sauce to sugar.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
I will marry thee, and to that end I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who hath promised to meet me in this place of the forest.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Here comes Sir Oliver Martex now.
Is there none here to give the woman?
No, I would not take her on gift of any man.
Surely she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed.
Good even, good master, what ye call it? How do you? You're very well met.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires, and as the pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to a church and have a good priest who can tell you what marriage is.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married or we must live in bawdry. Farewell, good Master Oliver Martex. I will not to wedding with thee.
It's no matter.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that lives and dies by bloody drops?
Now I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, Oh, for shame, lad, not to say mine eyes are murderers.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother, that you insult, exult, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, as by my faith I see no more in you that without candle goes dark to bed? Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? What means this? Why do you look on me? Odds my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. But, mistress, know yourself down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a young man's love, for I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets.
Sweet youth, I pray you chide a year together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with her foulness, and shall fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not.
Sweet Phoebe.
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Thou hast my love is not that neighborly.
I would have you.
Thy company, which erst was irksome to me, I will endure, and I'll employ thee too. But seek no further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed. Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him oft. And he hath bought the cottage and the bounds that the old Carlet once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words, yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty. But sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not, and yet have more cause to hate him than to love him, for what had he to do to chide at me? I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Admittance is no quittance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Silvius?
Phoebe. With all my heart.
I'll write it straight. Go with me, Silvius.
Day and happiness, dear Rosalind. Oh, my fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of your promise. Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. What would you say to me now? Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say that you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say, I will not have you.
I would not have my right Rosalind of his mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand it will not hurt a fly, but come, and now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then, love me.
Yes, faith will I, Fridays, Saturdays, and all.
And wilt thou have me?
Aye, and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hands, Orlando. What do you say, sister?
I pray thee, marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why, now, as fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask you for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband. There's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought runs before her actions.
Well, so do all thoughts. They are women.
No, Orlando, I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and that one you aren't disposed to be merry. I will laugh like a hyene, and that one thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she could not have the wit to do this.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Last, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock I will be with thee again.
Aye, go your ways, go your ways. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love prate.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz, that thou didst know how many fathom deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather bottomless, that as fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe bid me give you this. It bears an angry tenor, pardon me. I am but as a guiltless messenger.
Mark how the tyrant chides. Whilst thou chid me, I did love. How then might your prayers move? Whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or if by him my love denied, then I'll study how to die?
Call you this chatting?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? To make an instrument of thee and play false strains upon thee? Not to be endured. Well, go your way to her and say this to her. If she love me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never have her, unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know, where in the purliest of this forest stands a sheep cote fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down at the neighbor bottom, but at this hour the house doth keep itself, there's none within.
If that, and I may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description, such garments and such years? The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman low and browner than her brother. Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return again within an hour. Lo, what befell, and mark what object it present itself. Under an oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, a wretched, ragged man lay lying on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake hath wreathed itself, who, with her head nimble in threats, approached the opening of his mouth. But suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glides did slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade a lioness lay couching, head on ground with cat-like watch that when the sleeping man should stir. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his elder brother.
Are you his brother?
Was you he rescued?
Was it you that so oft contrived to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin?
By and by. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, committing me unto my brother's love, who instantly led me unto his cave, and here, upon his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled, and now he fainted, and cried in fainting. Upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wounds, and after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin dyed in his blood to the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Why, how now, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede?
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home.
Lead you thither. I pray you, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth. You, a man. You lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Ah, sirrah, a body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hi-ho!
Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you, draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother, Rosalind.
I shall devise something, but I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
We shall find a time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith, the priest was good enough.
A most wicked Sir Oliver, Audrey. A most vile Martext. But, Audrey, there's a youth here in the forest who lays claim to you.
Aye, I know who it is. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here comes the man you mean.
Good evening, Audrey.
God ye good even, William.
Good evening to you, sir.
God ye good even, gentle friend. Cover thy head, nay, prithee, to be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
A ripe age, and is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name, and you do love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me thy hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore tremble and depart.
Do good, William.
God rest you merry, sir.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come, away, away.
Trip, Audrey, trip. I attend.
Of Helena, it shall be to your good, for my father's house and all the estate that was Sir Earl Roland's will, I estate upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Go and prepare your Eliana. For look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye. Greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are, for your brother and my sister no sooner met, but they no sooner looked what they loved.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will bid the Duke to his nuptial. But how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Why then tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Believe you, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3-year-old, conversed with a magician. A most profound in his art, and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind, so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Eliana, shall you marry her?
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do, and therefore put you in your best array, and if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
Youth, you have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears. And so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service. And so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be made all of humbleness. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
If this be so, then why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Who do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Pray you no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together, and I will marry you, if ever I marry woman, and I'll be married tomorrow.
I'll not fail, if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do everything he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope, and know they fear.
patience once more while our compact is urged. You say if I bring in Rosalind, you will bestow her upon Orlando here.
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
And you say you will have her if I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
You say you'll marry me if I be willing.
That will I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you will give yourself to this most faithful shepherd here.
So is the bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe, if she will? I have promised to make all this matter even.
I do see in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's fate.
My lord, the first time I saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter.
Salutation and greetings to all.
Oh, good monsieur, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Rowland, that brings these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick addressed himself a mighty power, purposefully to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wildwood he came, where meeting with an old religious man, and after some question with him, was converted both from his enterprise and from the world, his crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that were with him exiled. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man, thou offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. First in this forest, let us do those ends that here were well begun and well begot. And after every of this happy number that have endured shrewd days and nights with us, shall share the good of our returned fortune, according to the measure of their states.
Please, sir, by your patience, if I heard you rightly, the Duke hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court?
He hath.
Well, to him will I. Out of these covertights there is much to be heard and learned.
Proceed. Let us begin with these rites, as we do trust they'll end in true delights.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey ho, sing hey ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is vain and most loving mere folly. And hey ho,